How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video I'm going to go over, along with my friends Jono and Danny from Axfit, the apps that you want to download for 2018 and going into 2019 to make sure that you are well equipped to run a very successful fitness business. And I learned a lot, I taught a lot, and I'm sure that we're going to be able to do the same for you. It's one of my favorite interviews that we've ever done. So I'm not going to belabor this. Let's jump into this right now.
Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Bootcamp Blueprint, the place where personal trainers go to grow their bootcamp. I'm super excited because we have our two bootcamp experts here. Let's do it around the ground. Who we got?
What's up, guys? Danielle from Axfit. You can find me on social media, YouTube under Axfit. Love talking fitness and business. And today is a fun one because I love using apps.
And what's up, everybody? My name is Jonathan FitPro. You can find me on YouTube. Just search how to sell personal training. You follow my bootcamp, follow BFF Bootcamp. And I love business. I love bootcamp. I love talking to my peers. So I love being here and I love helping people. So let's tackle this topic today.
Awesome. And my name's Jono. I'm your host and I'm from Fitness Education Online. We've got an exciting topic today, which is apps. Now, I love this topic because as trainers, it's made our life so much easier. It was so much harder to do all this stuff 5-10 years ago. Apps have made it a lot more easier if you know what you're doing. Two parts actually. A, you got to know what the apps are firstly, and then B, you've got to know how to use them to your advantage. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to talk about some apps that we use and how we use them to our advantage. So let's start with Chevalier. What have you got for us? What are your favorite apps there?
All right. So, well, my favorite app's Instagram, but I think we'll do a whole podcast on Instagram. So I'm not going to I won't even get into Instagram today. We'll save that for another day. But that's my favorite app. I love it. It's great marketing to reach people all over the world. So I'm excited to talk about that one. But a couple that I use for business, one that's really good. It's called Studio Design. And it's like a blue, let me see, it's on my phone. It's always on my phone. I found it years ago. It's like a blue square with like a cross and a circled arrow around it. And it's called Studio Design. It's awesome. And you can make like really cool posters and marketing and photos. And they have really cool like clip art icons and big words, little words. And you can even like get like pre-designed marketed posters, and then you just insert your stuff and put your picture in. It's honestly the best app. Any trainer I've told about, like they download it, they love it. And it's a great way to make cool little like kind of marketing pics for Instagram, Facebook, anything that way, or just to make cool pictures with sayings on it. So Studio Design is one of my favorite apps. Another favorite app of mine is the GoPro Splice, or Quik it's called. They have two of them. They're very similar. It's made by GoPro. It's an app to make movies. So if you don't feel like making a big bad movie on iMovie or Adobe or whatever you use on your big computer for your phone, GoPro makes a sweet Splice or Quik movie maker. And you put in your video, allows you to like cut it and trim it. You can put words over it. You can add some of your own music, or you can add some of their music. And the music they have a pretty big variety, and you're allowed to use it, to have the rights to use it. So then you can put it on your YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, and it doesn't like take it down or say you can't have this up in certain countries because of music. So that's always a thing. Because sometimes people will spend like a big time making a movie, they add music, you get it out there, and it's like, frick, like half the world can't even see it, or they take it down. So that you always got to watch for. So that's a really good app. And then I like Spotify. I don't know if that's a worldwide app. I'm pretty sure it is. I have a lot of, because music's a huge thing when it comes to running boot camps. And like, sometimes I feel like my clients don't really notice what music's playing, but in my mind, like I'm always like, it sets the vibe. It sets like the way your class is. So you could be trying to like play like some cool rap music one day, but if it's not like high, like beats per minute, then it can be really cool bass, whatever. But if it's not like that fast pace, I find people like actually move slower. They're like doing those like, burpees slower to the beat. They don't even realize they're doing it. So I like Spotify because you can make playlists or you can find playlists, but music is a huge, huge thing. You got to be right down with your music. So that we talked about music before, but so Spotify, GoPro, Studio, Instagram, and then I did download before a beat test, but now I created my own beat test, so I use my own. But if you don't want to use my beat test, you can find little beat tests on the App Store, and you can find timers. Like there's lots of them where you can set like a 60-second beep to a 10-second. So if you want to do like a Tabata thing, like 20 to 10, you can set. So there's timers on there. It's endless. I could go up on and on. But my top 3 besides Instagram: GoPro, Spotify, Studio Design. Boom, done.
Awesome. Hey, I've got a few quick questions for you, Danielle.
Yeah.
Quick fire ones. Are these Apple or Android?
Oh, I'm Apple. Yeah, they're all Apple. Don't all apps, aren't they good for both, or is it not?
I believe, to be honest, I don't know. I'm Apple as well, so I'm happy you said that. But I do think there are certain apps where they're only available on iPhone, or they're only available on Android, or they are something else. But either way, our listeners can fiddle with that. Are these free or are they paid?
All these are free, and most apps have like where you want to have more access. You can buy. The Studio Designs has some extras. You can pay per picture, this or that. But yeah, Spotify, you can have it, but there's ads. So I used to play the music in class and have the ads going. I'm like, sorry guys, and everyone kept saying, just buy the damn app, and I'm like, okay. And I just kept forgetting it wasn't cheap. So now I have you buy in, then you don't have to hear the ads anymore. But yeah, and GoPro Splice is free, and then the beat test, all that stuff's free. Yeah, they're all pretty free. I like finding like ones that don't cost any money.
Awesome. And just one more question. With that beep test, you mentioned you've got your own. Can trainers download yours? Where do they go to get that?
Yeah, I don't have like a beep test app. Not yet. I want to do an app, but like a lot goes into making an app. But I just have a YouTube one. It has tons of views. Like, I don't know if it's like 20 or 30,000 like views, and there's no it's just a picture, but it's just my voice, my awesome voice, just putting people through a beep test, and it's all timed perfectly, and it goes up to 25 like beeps. So I just go to YouTube, and my building that I train in has Wi-Fi, so I just hook into Wi-Fi, I go to YouTube, and that's a good app too, just using YouTube. And if you have Wi-Fi where you're training, like you can get music off there. I really like Big Room House or DJ PD. Those are 2 really awesome DJs for music. They play 60-minute long playlists. So I'll just go to YouTube most of the time and go to them, and you can find sweet playlists. They pop them out every day. So that's a good app too, just the YouTube app. And then my beat test is on YouTube, and then it just plays, and I yell out some like fun, like kind of motivational stuff in between. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I want to download that and just listen to your motivational stuff. Maybe if I need some motivation, I'll just go to YouTube and listen to your beat test. But just touching on YouTube, good point. This is what happened to me once when I was teaching in a class at a gym. I used to use iTunes. I think I was too cheap to get Spotify in those days, or maybe it didn't exist. But I used to use iTunes, and I've got a new phone, and I went to the gym, and I realized I forgot to sync it or something, so none of my music was on there. And I'm like, oh no, I've got to run a class with no music. How am I going to do this? But then I was like, hold on. I just used my 3G or 4G on my phone. I'm like, I'm just going to go on YouTube and type in workout music, and just typed it in there, and it was a great playlist there. So that's where YouTube is awesome too. But let's move on from there. Hurdleless, what have you got for us?
All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to check out that Studio app. What's that called, Danny?
Studio Design.
Studio Design. I've been using Canva, Canva, but they don't have preset flyers and such. So I'm going to check that out. Awesome. Thank you.
I like Canva. I use Canva too. That one's good, but you'll like Studio more, I think.
Okay, cool. So in terms of apps, these aren't apps that you don't have already probably, but a lot of trainers aren't using them to make their business seamless. So let's go over a couple. The first app that I use constantly would be Google Voice. And that essentially creates a second line for you, because I answer my phone in the most non-professional way if I'm not getting a client. So if my friend is calling me, I'm going to answer like, yo, oh, hey, or whatever. And you can't answer the phone like that when a prospect is calling because they filled out a reservation form or purchased a Groupon or whatever the case may be. But you don't want to spend the extra money to get another line. So with Google Voice, it creates another line for you, and then you can create a greeting where essentially when the person calls that number, it'll still be ported to your phone, but Google Voice will ask for their name. And then when you pick up the phone, Google Voice will say, call from, and then that person's name. So then I know, okay, this is a professional situation. I got to answer as Jonathan the trainer, not Jonathan, the horrible person that I can be sometimes. So Google Voice, definitely a big one. The next one that I like to use is Adobe Acrobat, because I hate paper. And I don't know who loves paper, but when clients come in, they have to sign waivers. Well, they sign a couple of things. They sign waivers, they sign a trial term agreement, and then when they're done, they also sign, when they're done with the trial, they sign their membership agreement. And I don't want to keep paper because I'm going to lose it. So essentially, I put my contracts on Adobe Acrobat, and you can annotate them. So they sign with their finger, and then I can send it over to them directly via email or via text. And then I have a copy, they have a copy, and then I don't have to worry about, losing a file from 10 years ago. It's all on my phone. The next one I was going to talk about was Interval Timer. Danny touched on it as well, but that's available on Apple and Android. And I especially love it for the bootcamp people. You serve a lot of bootcamp owners because you don't want to carry a stopwatch in your hand. You don't want to have to constantly look at your phone. It's nice, especially you have a big iPad or tablet where you can have the interval timer going, and then you can see what time is left, and the clients can also see what time is left. There'll be an automatic beep to let you know when they're supposed to go to the next station, and then the beep will play over the music. So if you have your music playing on your phone, then the interval timer will link in, and then it will, it'll give your automatic timers to move you from station to station. So I love, love, love interval timer. And there are a ton, like Gym Boss, it's essentially the same, but I found interval timer to be the best in terms of it changes color when you have 10 seconds left. The timers look the best. The last one that I use is MyFitnessPal, and I hope we have a meeting where we talk about nutrition, because I'm kind of leaning away. But for the people that are responsible enough, MyFitnessPal is great because it's like Facebook for nutrition, where essentially you can add somebody as a friend, and then at any time you can go into their journal, you can see how they're eating, and then if you want to give them advice on how to do things better, you can absolutely do so without having them write stuff down. You can't read their handwriting. They forgot to write something down. It's easier for some people. So MyFitnessPal is something I've been using for years. But that's about it off the top of my head. Google Voice, I'm all about business stuff. So Google Voice to make sure that you can stay professional. Adobe Acrobat to make sure that you don't have to save paper. Interval Timer, and MyFitnessPal. And then, of course, I'm going to plug in the FitPro calculator that I use to take my clients' measurements, because I don't want to put that on paper. I essentially hate paper, if you haven't gotten to that point right now. Everything is all about saving paper and saving time, and that has all worked well for me.
Awesome. So same questions here, Jonathan. Are these free or paid?
All of them are free. And like Danny said, with just about any app, there's an upgrade, but the base version of just about all these apps are everything that you need.
And are you an Apple person or a Samsung or an Android person?
Bro, I have nothing but Apple. I have Apple everything. But I've had a lot of Android users with my Dumbbells to Dollars course, so I had to specifically pick apps that you could use on any platform, and every app that I mentioned is available no matter where you go.
FitPro Calculator, how can trainers find that?
Oh, all you got to do is go to www.fitprocalculator.com, and you can try the app for free for 15 days. And then if you like it, it's $4.99 a month. And then you never have to write stuff down. It sends your measurements to your clients. No problem.
Can you do fitness tests as well?
You can do fitness tests. I have a section where essentially you create your own battery of tests. because not everybody does the YMCA step test. Not everybody wants to do a cardio test or a strength test. So you write them all down yourself, and then you can update them as you see fit.
Awesome. Love it. All right. Well, hey, I'll give a bit of a wrap on mine as well. Danny and Jonathan covered pretty much all the apps you need and in very different markets as well. I'll just give a few little ones that I use and I find work well. So with Danny, I'm a huge fan of Instagram too. An app that I find has worked quite well is the app Vont. Have either of you two used that one?
What's it called?
Vont, V-O-N-T. So it's
no.
really, really cool. So we'll definitely do an Instagram one, but a couple apps I find work really well in terms of getting videos on Instagram or anywhere really. The first one is Vont. So what you can do on Vont is basically add text to the top and bottom of your video. So you know when you see those videos,
bro, I was thinking about asking you, how do you get that?
It's the easiest thing ever. Like you look at it, if anyone's listening to this and they follow me on Instagram or Facebook, essentially what I do is I have my video there of some workout. Then up the top, I describe what the workout is. Hey, here's my scissors, paper, rock boot camp game. Then there's a video of people playing it. And then underneath, they'll have a little call to action. Hey, comment below if you want the free version or whatever it may be. The reason I think that's so powerful is you want that video content so people can see that these days, a lot of people, they can't be bothered reading the description. They just want to look at something. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, I want it. And they do it. So I find Vont works really well for that. I use iMovie to, make the video speed it up or cut it or whatever I need to do with that. So I've got the video. Step one is get it on iMovie to get it down to whatever size I want and speed it up or whatever. From there, I go into Vont and I add the text into it, and that's how I get it on Instagram. I also use an app, Cut Story, for the stories. Do either of you two use that one, Cut Story?
Nope.
Yeah. So really, really cool app. What it is say you've got a video that's a minute long or whatever. You can put it in this app, and it'll automatically break it down into 15 seconds so you can get it on Instagram stories. So that works really well there as well. In terms of timers, I'm a huge fan of timers like Jonathan. I love Interval Timer, and I also use Tabata Pro. Both of those are really, really good. I like the Interval Timer because you can change the intervals on it. There's a lot of timers out there, but you have to use the same one. You have to say, hey, it's 30 times by 10, or it's...
What interval timers? I just looked it up when you guys were talking, and there's like 5 of them that say interval timer. So what does the picture look like?
Hold on.
Is it like orange? There's an orange one.
No, it's blue.
Yeah, I use the blue one, Danny. It's blue with a 0.30. Can you see that one?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the one you use,
thanks.
Jonathan?
Yeah.
Yep. So that one there. And the reason I like that one is because you can get different timers on it. Yeah. You can say, hey, let's do the 15, 30, 45, 60, and then back down. And you can set it up and you can save it as well. So that way you don't need to spend 10 minutes before, I've got to quickly put this in. You can set it up beforehand, because a couple of my favorite drills are the 60, 40, 20. 60 seconds, 60 seconds, 40 seconds, 40 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. That's a pain in the ass if you've got to do it each individual time. But if you do it on interval timer, you set it up, you save it, and you can repeat from there. And then just a couple other apps, like Jonathan said, MyFitnessPal. It's good and bad, right? The people that are dedicated, it's amazing. And I like it for my no sugar challenge. So if I'm going to do a 7-day no sugar challenge, what I can say is, hey guys, look, for this week, we're going to do 7 days of no sugar. We'll use MyFitnessPal. Yeah, look, MyFitnessPal can be a bit of a drag if you're going to do it every day for the rest of your life. But hey, for 7 days, let's do it. Let's track how much sugar I have. The sleeping app is good as well. The Sleep Cycle app. So what happens there is you basically just put it next to your pillow and it analyzes your breathing to see if you're asleep or awake. So it's a cool one to give for your clients as a bit of a challenge. Hey guys, we all know how important sleep is. What I want everyone to do for this week is download this app here, put it next to your pillow, and let's just make sure we're getting enough sleep. Let's just be mindful of it. So that's really cool there. And another app is the Health app. Do you two use the iHealth app? Have you seen that?
I've seen it, haven't used it.
All right. I'm going to put you guys on the spot right now. Let's all take out our phones.
I don't walk around with my phone. So if it says 3 steps today.
Excuses already. So let's all go to the iHealth app. And this is a good one you can do. If you're a bootcamp instructor, you're listening to this, this is a good one you can just get clients with on the spot. Like you don't need to prepare them for this. You can say, hey guys, spot check. Everyone take out your phone. go to the iHealth and let's go to it here. And you know how you can check like activity, sleep, nutrition, all that. Are you guys on that? Yeah. So let's just go to activity.
Oh, I got to enter in all my info. I've never opened it.
Oh, I've never opened it.
Okay.
All
So,
right,
Jono, challenge. How many flights have you climbed
today or?
today?
Well, it's only 8 o'clock in the morning here in Australia.
Oh,
so,
Australia.
so I've
I'm
only
definitely
done one floor actually. What about yourself?
I've climbed 4 floors, 2.2 miles, 5,300 steps.
All right, let's go this week. How many steps this week, Jonathan? Have you got
For
that?
the whole week.
Whole week, yeah.
All right. I'm going to hand my phone to like a marathon runner. And smoke.
Well, but have you got yours up yet, Danny?
Yeah, but I don't know how many centimeters my height is. I'm 5'7". How many centimeters
That's
is that?
175.
Wait a minute. You guys use inches and feet in Canada?
Yeah.
I thought you guys...
Oh, well,
You know-
I think in Toronto, they go, the other way, but because we're so close to Detroit, we're kind of like Detroit-ish. So we kind of do American stuff here.
Oh, okay. Shout
So
out to
How many
Toronto.
kgs?
How
Okay,
many?
if I weigh 125, how many kgs is that?
Divided by
About
2.2.
Yeah, say 55-ish.
Okay.
So,
All
so
right.
a couple of different ways you can use this app. This is like a spot test, right? Where like you can just get out their phones, have a bit of a fun and say, hey, screenshot, how many steps does everyone walk this week? But also I like to do this as a walking challenge. So, hey guys, guess what? Our phones track everything how far we walk each week automatically anyway. So this week, let's do a bit of a challenge. Let's see how much kilometers we can walk. Let's have some fun with it. When you go on your walk, take your phone with it. And a lot of people do use the excuse, oh, but Jono, we don't bring our phone to training. What about that? And what I say there is I'm like, hey, too bad. Doesn't count. Training is training. This is everything outside of training you're going to do there. So, yeah, just another really simple app that people can use there that's already on the phone. It's free. It's health-based anyway. And just call it the challenge. Have you got it up, Danny?
Yeah, I like this. I'm going to start getting obsessed with how much did I step today?
It's really cool. And
Now, if I can piggyback that, I have a lot of people that want to do that challenge but didn't have an iPhone. So if you wanted to do it, it's not as good as iHealth, but Map My Run is pretty good too.
Yeah.
You have to actually start your activity. So I only do it if I'm doing a running challenge where I'm saying, all right, you have to accumulate 5 miles over the course of the week, and your proof is Map My Run. So if they had a droid, they'd be able to track it. It's a little bit better on iHealth, but for the losers that have droids, whatever, you got to help them out.
But you know what? I found there is an Android equivalent, and you're going to love this, Jonathan. It's called S Health.
Oh, God.
I know. They just ripped it straight off iHealth. And that's true. There's one out there called S Health.
It's called S as in Samuel?
Yes. Because over here in Australia, they've got Samsungs. Is that what you have over there as well?
We have that, yeah.
Yeah, Sam. So if they've got a Samsung, there's an app called S Health. I believe they have to it's free, but I believe they can download it. And then it's essentially the same as iHealth.
Cool.
Yeah. But that's it for my apps there. And that's pretty much all we got time for today, guys. Anything to finish up with? Danielle, any other apps you want to get out there or anything you want to let us know that you're up to this week?
No, just still working on my challenge. I'm getting ready for my Christmas event. Every year we do a Christmas climb. I'll tell you more about that next week because I know we're running out of time. But yeah, just working on events, just hanging with the family, taking care of the kids. And I'm excited about these new apps you guys shared. So thank you so much. I think this will be a great podcast for every trainer.
Yeah, I can't wait to share this one. Jonathan, anything to finish up with? What are you up to?
Well, I loved this topic today, and I'm so glad that I learned so much. I was going to say something. Oh, yeah. My only project now is to update the FitPro calculator, and it is so expensive to do actual apps. It's going to be a bitch. But eventually when I get it done, it's going to be really nice. So I guess I'll keep you updated on when that actually happens, and it's on the actual Apple store.
Awesome. And you know what, guys, I've got a huge couple weeks coming up. I'm heading to Melbourne this weekend to do a half-day workshop for any trainers in Melbourne. Next week, I'm off to New Zealand for the New Zealand Fitness Convention, and I'm actually presenting there, which I'm super excited about. Yeah.
Whoa! How'd you get that?
I just, to be honest, I just applied. Right? I have been going to this convention for the past 3 years, and I do kiss a lot of butt when I'm over there. You know, I make sure I speak to all the instructors, and I'm, you know, super nice. And I also make sure I friend everyone there, and I add them to the Facebook group. And I just basically do everything in my power to get myself out there. And I am lucky, though, because I do get on really well with, like, the head of Reps New Zealand. You know, I just met him, and we got on really, really well. And I don't know if he put in a good word for me. You know, maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But look, I just applied for it. So speaking on two different topics, the first topic is on boot camp, and the second topic is on Facebook. Even better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, that's all we got time for. We'll tune in again next week.
All right. Bye,
Absolutely.
guys. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
Beep.
All right, so that's about it. I know you found this video helpful. I did. It's one of my favorite interviews that I've done of all time. And remember, if you have any questions, make sure to put them in the comment section below. Now, in terms of business organization, you may not even know how to get your business off the ground so that you can start to implement these apps and make your own rules to dominate the industry like I do in my area, Danny does in her area, and Jono does in his area. So if you want to get the information that you need to break away and take control of your career as a fitness professional, all you need, it's not a $900 or $1,000 certification. The Dumbbells to Dollars course has everything that you need, all the systems in place so that you can go from a trainer with no experience or a trainer that has only worked in a big box gym to the most dominant trainer in your area through our systems of training, marketing, and management. So if you want to learn more, all you got to do is go to www.dumbbellstodollars.com, and I'm guaranteeing you that that course will be the best purchases you have ever made for your fitness career in your life. But that's about it. I will be back very soon as I have a video that I want to put up. So I'll probably have it up in the next couple days. So I'll see you soon, as long as you remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe, stress levels low, get rest, don't slap anybody, love your clients, say they love you back. I'll see y'all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.